Hey everyone! Treasured Quartz here with another banger. Today, I really want to talk about player information. That is, things in the game that are informing the players. Things like the scoreboard that tell you on a match-to-match basis how well you're doing, how well you're performing, or at least that's the intention of the scoreboard. Things like the newsreel in the bottom right corner of the main menu screen that is used to tell you things about the game, events that are currently going on, etc. I want to talk about the hero information screens on each individual hero and about how those are providing information to the players. And specifically, we're talking about updating those systems to better provide the player with information so they can make better decisions, so they are more educated about the game. And let's get started with the scoreboard. Specifically, what's wrong with it? Why would it need to be changed at all in the first place? Well, to answer that question, players often use the scoreboard for their reasoning. The reasoning of like, I'm a support and I have more damage than my damage, so my damage is throwing. Perhaps the Moira is healing a whole lot more than the other supports. Maybe they have more healing in the entire lobby. Maybe you're playing Roadhog, and as Roadhog, you have more healing than your supports do. Now, healing and damage can be combined into a single stat, and this stat, I feel, would be a better information provider during a match than the two stats separated. It removes the distinction between healing and damage, which could be a problem. Maybe you want to see how much your support is healing versus damaging. But otherwise, I am talking about ultimate generation. Now, if you don't know this, but your ultimate has a certain amount of cost to it, amount of points that you must earn in order to earn your ultimate, be able to activate it. These points are directly correlating to your damage and healing stats, but with the new tank passive that they implemented, 30% damage and healing do not get refunded as ultimate charge when healing or damaging the tank. Now, this has caused an inflation of stats where you cannot trust damage or healing numbers. Sure, your Ana might have a lot of healing, but they may also only be healing the tank, and that's why the squishies on the team may be dying, such as the other support or the DPS characters. Maybe your soldier has 20,000 damage, and everyone else on your team has 10,000 damage, and you're confused because you are losing the match, and it's like, we have so much more damage than them, how are we not winning? Well, it's because all your soldier is doing is shooting the enemy tank. They're not actually providing value by trying to take out the squishier targets. Which is the tank's job, is to draw focus, but it creates an issue in the scoreboard where you're being misinformed about how well you're performing. Certain other statistics get tracked on the scoreboard that do not get tracked in your ultimate generation. That would be self-healing. Self-healing, which may indicate more feeding than it does actual healing. It gets included in the stat, but say, for instance, your Moira has 16,000 damage, she has 4,000 healing. Well, in reality, she hasn't healed your team at all. That's all self-healing from her primary. And, you know, it would clear up confusion among that. Another thing that I would like to see in a match-to-match basis is when you die, you get an aftermath screen like Apex Legends, where you get to see all the different sources that damaged you, and in Overwatch specifically, you'd be able to see healing for when you got healed, and then you'd be able to have a better a clarity over why you died in a specific case. I 5-stack with metal rank players, and they get confused sometimes when they die. It's like, I was dueling a Tracer and I was full HP and now I'm dead, and it says Tracer killed me. I'm confused. It's because you don't get to see other incoming sources of damage before you die. For instance, maybe the Hanzo body shot you, but he wouldn't show up in the kill feed as an assist. Now, the newsreel that was introduced in Season 3, I was so excited for this. This is such an exciting feature. The newsreel provides players with information about the game, about certain events that are going on, certain challenges that may be up for a limited time, and rewards that they can earn. But the significant problem that I have with this implementation of the newsreel is that developers tweet on Twitter, developers put out blogs on the Blizzard forums, AMAs on Reddit. Can we get something like that in game? Can we get like a link to, hey, the Blizzard devs are doing an AMA on Reddit, or check out our latest Blizzard post? Something like that should show up in the news feed. I feel like letting the players who actually play the game be able to see that would be more interesting and be more helpful for those players. Not everyone has a Twitter account, checks out Twitter. Not everyone has Reddit, checks out Reddit. Not everyone has a YouTube, checks out YouTube. There's another thing that they could do with the news feed, and I think that is weekly surveys. I'm saying a survey that where you take, where you're asked a question about the latest patch, and you give feedback on it. Then the developers get actual real feedback from actual real players in the game, playing the game, and it's how they feel about the current patch. Was the latest patch really good, or was it really bad? There's a downside to players, you know, maybe player sentiment is that the latest patch is always bad, they just don't like it. I know I always get excited, really excited and really hopeful whenever there's a patch for Overwatch out, even though generally it becomes a big letdown. Otherwise, I'm really excited for when they come out because I have a lot of hope about the game. Now I want to talk about the last thing, is that hero information. The hero information screens in Overwatch are really lackluster, basic. You have to go online to the wiki website in order to find actual information about the heroes and actual functionality. I think it would be great if you could open the hero information screen, click another button, and it would like go to a different page that goes more in depth on each ability. Like for Genji, you could have a list of all the things that you can deflect, you can't deflect. For Brigitte, it would have each ability would say whether or not they have Inspire. All the tank heroes, well, mostly the tank heroes that have armor would have an effective HP stat saying how much total health pool they actually have without getting healed. Certain things like the difference between regular health, shields, armor, overhealth, I think that would be massively helpful to newer players. Maybe there could be a screen with the different, with a physical representation of the different projectile sizes. I feel like all of those things would be really helpful in understanding how the game plays, how heroes play, how their abilities work. Say for instance, I would really like to see the statistics, basically. Basically, I just want the statistics in the game. I don't want to see click right trigger to block as Doomfist. And block, oh, Doom slings his rocket punch in front of his face, blocking all incoming damage. I want to see sticky bombs go through block. Lasers are blocked. I want to see projectiles are blocked. I want to see 80% damage reduction. I want to see 30% self slow. I want to see the numbers. I want to see the actual effects. I don't want flavor text. It's fine to have the one page with flavor text and describing the abilities, but I would like another page where in-game you can see the statistics. Anyway, I'll catch all of you guys in the next video. Let me know what you think of the changes I suggest down below in the comments. And if you want to see all the different things that I would implement into the game if I was lead game developer, check out the description. I should have a link to a blog post that I made talking all about all the changes that I would make, and I've been updating it more or less until I feel good about it. See you guys!